It's been a few days. The kegs have carbonated. The bottles are still conditioning over there. And I have a couple of guests with me that are going to try and test these and see what they think, if they can tell which one is which. In the previous videos, we did a few different things. We did a kit beer, just straight plain Jane as per the instructions. We did one that I beefed it up a little bit, and then there's a all grain batch in here just to sneak it in, see if they can tell the difference. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Willene, and I'm a beer novice.
I'm Heather, and I think I'd rate my beer knowledge as like intermediate.
We're gonna try these beers out. We'll start from left to right and see what everybody thinks.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay.
You get anything out of that?
It's like a...
Do we have to guess which one this is yet, or wait?
No, you don't have to guess what it is. Just get some flavors off of it. We'll go to the next one if you want.
Okay.
It's a little bitter. Okay, this one is a different color. Okay. This one's a lot hoppier for sure. Big difference between this one and this one. What do you think?
We're gonna go for the third one.
Okay. Okay. I think I have an idea.
Okay. What are your thoughts?
This one has a lot of depth to it. I think.
Yeah, it kind of tastes different than what I expected just looking at the colors.
I thought it was going to taste like this one. I thought it'd be really similar, but it's very different.
But I'm gonna guess this one's the kit beer.
I think you're
That
right.
one?
I would say this is the kit beer, just plain Jane, because it's like a Budweiser kind of.
Yeah,
like,
it just sounds like a mass-made beer.
Yeah.
Like
Well, you're correct. This
not
is
very. Yeah, there's not too much depth to it, but it's good.
Yeah, it
It's-
is. It does. It's not bad, but
for
it does.
like just a plain extract kit that you buy in a can in the store. All we did was add some hot water from a kettle and some water and sugar. And that
No,
was
it's
it.
Yeah,
pretty good. It's not any different than like a Miller Genuine Draft or like kind of along that vein. It's good. It's crisp. It kind of does the job. It's nice to sit in your backyard and drink type of a beer.
Yeah, it's not too heavy.
Not super clear yet. It's pretty young, but that takes some time.
Okay, and this one, I'm gonna try this one
Yeah,
again.
the other two I'm like a little bit
So which one's your favorite, do you think? Are you
confused
have
about.
you had
I
enough
think
tasting?
for me, I like the third one more. But I think that's just your personal taste. I mean, they're both good.
See, I think I'd go for this one being my favorite. It's definitely got more of like a hoppiness to it.
Yeah.
A little more like IPA. My guess is this one.
You think that one's the all grain?
I don't know. It's really hard to know because this is so different. Like this almost tastes like a wheat beer.
Okay, well,
And the color's so different, right? Like I can't. Could you take a kit and just add stuff in it and it'd be a completely different color? So they're like very different.
It is a bit more caramel color to it, isn't it? It's a little darker.
I think I'm gonna guess that this. For me, I'm gonna guess this is the kit beer just souped up. Like adding some hops to make it a little bit different. Because I feel like this tastes like a completely different
yeah,
beer.
it's like on a different.
Yeah. It's almost even got a little bit of sourness to it.
I think
like,
I'm gonna go with that too. I I don't know. I feel like this one might have that one as its base.
Yeah, exactly.
And this one's separate from those.
Yeah.
You're correct.
We are?
Yeah, that's right. I was hoping I didn't have another IPA on tap, unfortunately, so I couldn't really get something super close. You're right, this is a wheat beer. It's an orange wit.
Yeah.
It's
Well, you got the
it's
sourness,
really
like that
good, yeah.
kind of tartness is there a little bit. This one is really, really good.
But then, yeah, I mean,
either.
no.
Like this actually tastes. I wouldn't know that this was from a kit. And I
Yes.
know.
No, absolutely
I've had a lot
not.
of IPAs.
That would not be my guess. Like, if I didn't know.
This one I added a bit of malt to it and just steeped it kind of like tea for a little bit, and then added some hops and did a short little 30-minute boil on it. So I think I actually
Nice.
it turned out pretty decent for a kit beer.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's really good.
No, I think if you can get that from a kit, that's pretty good.
The biggest downside with kit beers, they're a bit more expensive than just doing it straight from grain and malt, or from malt, sorry, and hops.
I would have thought
Because-
it'd be cheaper.
It is
It is
probably
not.
double,
Well,
but
So it's more expensive to make the all
the kit beer.
Really?
Yeah, by
Oh.
quite a bit.
I would have
But
thought it'd be the
there's-
opposite.
Yeah, there's a lot more labor involved when you go to all grain though.
Yeah.
But there's so much you can do with all grain, just kind of dial in that mouthfeel and the other things.
So what kind of hops did you put in
Oh.
here?
I believe it was just Citra. I'll have to check my notes.
Is that like a West Coast IPA?
That's
type
kind of what I
hop?
was going for, yeah.
so is there other ways you could, you could change the basic kit beer? Like, is there other options
absolutely.
than just what you did here?
I could turn it into a stout if I wanted to with the right malts. Can do a huge variety of things.
So you can
There's-
use that as your basis for quite a few
For sure.
different.
This kit was draft beer kit is what it was called. If I wanted to try and get as plain as possible, you could go to a lager kit and then build it off of that. But they do sell straight unhopped malt extract also. You can get it in powder form or in a liquid form. And you can do it that way. So basically you get all the flavor from the malt itself and the sugars without having to go through a whole mash process.
Cool.
So,
Should we rate them?
Yeah, let's
Okay,
do that.
You go first.
Okay, I'm gonna make this my number 1, this my number 2, and this my number 3.
So is
So
that...
This
sorry.
is the kit. This is the kit souped up, and this is the old grain
Okay.
The wheat. Yeah.
or the wheat. Yeah,
Yeah,
well, so
with
this
your-
is
Yeah.
my number 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So for me, I'm gonna go with actually the souped up kit just because as I've gone along in my beer journey, I'm definitely really appreciating more of the hoppy beers and the IPAs. So that kind of really does it for me. I used to be a huge wheat beer fan, still am, but I do have to put this one second for me. Sorry, because I know
Okay.
it was a lot more work.
No, it's all good.
And the kit beer at last. But I do have to say it's not bad. It's good.
No, it isn't.
It's totally
Like if
drinkable.
I would buy it, and I think it's nice, light. Just
It's good.
doesn't
sour
have a
beer.
lot of depth, I would say, but it's a good beer.
Well, and I would actually agree with Heather. I'm going to go that way as well. I feel like this actually has a bit more depth than the wit beer does. It's almost a little bit watery to me. I think I would change my malt bill just a little bit. I think I'd add some flaked oats or something into that just to give a little bit more body.
Well,
Does this have
It's
orange?
does
to
taste-
my palate.
It's delicious.
Does this
though.
have orange in it or
Oh,
coriander and
it
that
has
stuff?
orange and
Orange.
coriander.
Okay.
It has a lot of freshly squeezed orange juice and
Yeah,
Yeah.
orange zest.
yeah, I like
You
that.
can really pick up on that.
And the coriander is just kind of a hint in the background. I like it.
Yeah, it's not really coming through super strong for me, but it is a nice beer.
All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you guys for your opinions and your time.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you next time.